Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm Sam with Rokoko, and in this short little video, I'm gonna show you how ridiculously easy it is to hop into the Rokoko Smartsuit Pro II and just start making motion capture. So, without further ado, let's do it. Somebody start the timer on this. So usually, I put on the suit when I'm sitting down, but I'm gonna test my balance today and see if I can do it while I'm standing. One leg, done, boom. And because I've worn the suit before, all the straps are already tightened up, so I don't have to adjust it, I just leave it, the straps as they are at the end of each session. Throw on the arms. There we go. And because I'm gonna be using the Smartgloves as well, I'm gonna roll up the sleeves of the arms a little bit to make room for the gloves. Then I'll zip up. There's a mic here. Usually that whole process, is less than a minute, super easy. Before I joined Rokoko, I didn't realize how much time and effort we had put into making the suits actually comfortable so you can wear them for set periods of time. But now that I'm in them all the time, I really appreciate it because, they're nice and breathable. And the textiles also come in different sizes. So you can actually swap out the sensors and put them in a different sized suit. So there we go. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna plug in my generic battery pack. And of course the suit just works off of Wi-Fi, so I don't need cameras, I don't need anything like that. I actually forgot, I gotta put on my head sensor. So, boom, now we'll just wait for me to pop up in the scene in Rokoko Studio. You can see I got green lights on my gloves, that's always a good sign. Here I am. Okay, so now let's add an actor profile. So this just has my height and some of my measurements to make the mocap a little bit more accurate. I will drag the mocap onto my actor, do a straight pose, which takes about 3 seconds. You can actually adjust the time down. Ow. There we go. That easy. We are making mocap. And so, I think this kind of actually gets not enough attention when it comes to Rokoko because that was so easy. I make motion capture all the time, and it's so great that I don't have to fiddle about with a bunch of different things. I can just throw the suit on. The first time I opened up the suit, I set up the Wi-Fi connection. Every time after that, it's just, already ready to go. And of course, I've got my Smartgloves. Everything looks really good. So let's do a little recording. Yeah. Try and jump around. Do some sitting. Maybe a little close-up glove action. Looks good. Okay, let's hit stop. So we get to see our clip immediately. Not only is the suit obviously in real time in case we want to do, we can live stream out our motions in real time to Unreal or something, but we also get our clip immediately, right? We get to see the result. We don't have to wait 15 minutes or anything. It's right here. And I mean, as you can tell, I think this data looks absolutely fantastic. Look, we can even do follow camera. And you can see in the scene that those little circles around our feet are foot contacts with the ground, right? And so if we did do some weird jumps or something, I've had acrobats and things like that, try and do backflips. And in the case that you don't get a good mocap take, it's just because you need to come in here and do some quick cleanup on your foot contacts, which you can do. So you can always fix, any missed jump or something like that. It's always a matter of just doing a little bit of a tweak. Okay, but one of the other really cool things about Rokoko Studio that we just added is we can also retarget to a character live. So I'm gonna open up a character that I just auto-rigged on Mixamo. It takes Mixamo characters, it takes Unreal characters. There's a few limitations on what type of characters, but most of the basic kind of characters that you'll be using, you can import. And we'll let it jump in here. This is a little bit more of a high poly character, so it's gonna freak it out maybe for a second, but that's typical. And it's cool that you can actually import characters that are over 100 polygons. We just lifted the poly cap on imported characters. So if I drag my character onto my actor profile, look at what we got here. And you can see the character's proportions are a little bit different. So I'm gonna move her down a little bit. And then let's make our original mocap visible. So we can see both. It's kind of cool. And look, we've got a character that we can, preview all of our mocap on live. This is super cool, and it just adds that extra level of fidelity when you're trying to act to a specific character, right? Here, let's jump back to the beginning. Look at this, jumping around. Mocap looks great. And of course, if we want to jump back out, character's not just on the recorded clip, it's also on, and we can have the camera follow again. Yeah. And what's also really cool is, say we wanted to make a few adjustments to our character. We can come up here and we can adjust, say, the arms. Maybe when we're touching, we're getting clipping or something on our legs. Well, we can actually change the arm spread. There we go, no more clipping. If I had like a gun or some sort of tools in my belt and I wanted to just make it a little bit easier on myself, we can even make adjustments. And if, one thing I think is that oftentimes I'll see video from a company and it's like, well, of course, you used the best take, from the 20 takes you did where she wasn't, working well, or the mocap sucked, and you didn't show us that, right? This is absolutely the performance you can get. And if you ever want to get a one-on-one live demo, you can go to Rokoko.com. You can book a free one-on-one demo, which is really awesome. You can ask questions of a team member, specifically for your workflows. Or, I'm just gonna keep dancing around because, why not? Or you can head to our YouTube channel, and I do a live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. PST. We take a very raw and unfiltered look at the tools. All the live streams from the past live streams are up there right now. And you can see hours and hours of content of me using the suit, fixing problems when they arise, because nothing is perfect in this world, but also showing that genuinely the performance is this good. And of course, because it's inertial motion capture, we don't have to worry about things like occlusion. The mocap is going to be caught no matter, where my hands are. I can curl up in a little ball and it's still going to get all my intricate finger movements, which is something you're not going to get with video-based or AI-based motion capture, right? Because you have problems when you can't see what the actor is doing. If I want to say, okay, let's grab a little blanket here. And I'm an actor, so I need to act out my characters, and my character carries a blanket around. I can do this. And, it's gonna pick up all my motion capture, and it doesn't even need to be seen. So, there you go. There's a little raw and unfiltered look of at the Rokoko Smartsuit Pro II, the Smartgloves. Check our channel for more demos, and we also just released a bunch of raw examples of motion capture that you can go check out. Book a live demo if you have more questions. Check the YouTube channel. We'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna go catch my breath.